Imagine waking up one day, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, with anxiety and stress as your constant companions. Day in and day out, these uninvited guests invade your peace, making every moment feel like a battle. You're stuck in a job that seems to drain every ounce of joy from you, leaving you feeling unfulfilled, like a ship lost at sea. Then one day, in the midst of this turmoil, you stumble upon a video that talks about Stoicism, a philosophy, they said, that could transform your perspective, that could turn your stress into calm, your anxiety into inner peace. Intrigued, you decide to give it a shot. Why not? You've tried everything else, and that's when it happens. That's when you start to feel a shift, a change. You start to see the world through a different lens. The stress begins to fade away, replaced by a sense of calm. The anxiety starts to dissipate, replaced by a newfound strength. That was the day Stoicism found its way into my life. You might wonder, what is this Stoicism I speak of? Well, it's not just a fancy term or a historical footnote. Stoicism is a philosophical tradition that dates back to ancient Greece. But it's more than just a historical curiosity. It's a way of looking at the world, a perspective that can profoundly shift how we experience life. At its core, Stoicism is about virtue, self-mastery, and insight. The Stoics believe that virtue, defined as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is the highest good. It's not about material wealth or social status, but about developing a strong moral character, about being the best person you can be. But Stoicism is not just about personal excellence, it's also about self-mastery. It teaches us that while we can't control everything that happens around us, whether that's the weather, the traffic, or the actions of others, we do have control over how we respond to these events. We can choose to react with anger and frustration, or we can choose to remain calm and composed. We can let external events disturb our peace of mind, or we can maintain our equanimity in the face of adversity. And finally, Stoicism is about insight. It's about understanding the nature of the world and our place in it. It's about recognizing that everything is transient, that life is a constant flux of change. But rather than being overwhelmed by this realization, the Stoics found it liberating. It freed them from the fear of death and the anxiety of uncertainty, allowing them to live fully in the present moment. So Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's about striving for virtue, mastering our emotions, and gaining insight into the nature of existence. It's about finding tranquility in the midst of turmoil and wisdom in the face of ignorance. It's about learning to live with dignity and grace, regardless of the circumstances. Stoicism, then, is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. So how does one incorporate Stoicism into daily life? Now that's the question. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its simplicity and practicality. It doesn't ask for grand gestures or monumental changes. Rather, it nudges us to adjust our lens, to shift our perspective, and to align our actions with our core principles. Let's start with virtue. Stoicism teaches us to focus on cultivating our own character and virtues, rather than chasing external validation. It's about doing what's right, not what's easy. It's about integrity, even when no one is watching. Moving on, we have fortitude. In the face of adversity, Stoicism encourages us to show resilience, to be brave, not in the sense of never feeling fear, but in the sense of facing that fear head on. It's about seeing challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become stronger. Then we have acceptance. Stoicism reminds us that while we may not have control over every event that happens to us, we do have control over how we respond. It's about accepting what we cannot change and focusing our energy on what we can. It's about finding peace, not in perfect circumstances, but in our own response to those circumstances. Finally, Stoicism is about aligning our actions with our core principles. It's about making choices that reflect who we are and who we aspire to be. It's about living authentically, consistently. It's about being true to ourselves in every decision, every action, every moment. Incorporating Stoicism into daily life is not about adopting a new personality or becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. It's about finding clarity amidst chaos, strength amidst struggles, and peace amidst turmoil. Incorporating Stoicism into my life was like finding an inner compass. It didn't change the world around me, but it changed the way I navigate that world. And for that, I am forever grateful. Now let's talk about the transformation I experienced. The journey was not a quick fix, a magic pill to swallow and poof, all my worries were gone. No, it was a gradual metamorphosis, a slow but rewarding process of change and growth. I began to notice a shift in my perspective, a sense of calmness that started to replace the anxiety and stress that had been my constant companions. Each day, as I practiced Stoicism, I found a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. I began to understand that life was not about the external circumstances that surrounded me, but rather about how I chose to respond to them. This realization was a game changer. I stopped reacting impulsively to situations and started responding thoughtfully. I began to see problems as opportunities for growth and learning. Stoicism taught me to relinquish control over what I could not change and focus on what was within my control. My thoughts, my actions, my reactions. I learned to accept the world as it was, not as I wished it to be. This acceptance brought with it a sense of peace I had never experienced before. My life began to transform. The chaos that had once defined me began to give way to tranquility. I found strength in adversity, wisdom in failure. My life was no longer a chaotic whirlwind of emotions and reactions, but a tranquil journey of self-discovery and growth. And the beauty of it all? This transformation was not due to a change in my circumstances, but a change within me. I realized that the power to transform my life was in my hands, in my mind, in my perspective. Stoicism transformed my life from a chaotic whirlwind into a tranquil journey. It taught me to find calm in the chaos, to find strength in adversity, and to find happiness within myself. And the most amazing part, this transformation is available to each and every one of us. All we need to do is take the first step. But Stoicism is more than a personal transformation tool. It holds the power to change lives. It's like a compass in the storm, guiding us through the tumultuous seas of life. It is an ally when it comes to decision-making, encouraging us to pause, reflect, and choose wisely. By fostering self-mastery, Stoicism helps us separate the essential from the trivial, the beneficial from the harmful. It nudges us towards choices that align with our core principles, not just our fleeting desires. Stoicism is also a beacon of inner peace. It teaches us to accept what is beyond our control and to focus our energy on what is within our reach, our reactions, our perspectives, our inner world. It's like a gentle whisper in the wind, reminding us that peace isn't found in external circumstances but within ourselves. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of Stoicism is its capacity to help us find purpose. In a world where we're often pulled in 100 different directions, Stoicism brings us back to our center. It prompts us to ask, what truly matters? And then to align our actions accordingly. It encourages us to live authentically, wholeheartedly, and purposefully. The Stoics had a unique perspective of time. They emphasized the present moment as the only time we truly have. The past is a memory, the future is uncertain, but the present, it's a gift, a canvas on which we paint the story of our lives. Stoicism encourages us to live in the now, to savor each moment and to use it wisely. Stoicism is a journey that empowers you to find strength in difficulties, live with purpose, and find happiness within. It is a philosophy that doesn't promise an easy journey, but it does promise a worthwhile one. It's a journey that teaches us to value ourselves, to find strength in adversity, and to discover the profound joy of living in harmony with our inner nature and the world around us. And so we find that Stoicism, in its quiet wisdom, holds the power not just to change lives, but to transform them. Are you ready to embark on your own journey with Stoicism? If so, consider this an invitation to a new way of life. A life where you're not controlled by external events, but by your own thoughts and actions. A life where you find calm in the chaos, where you improve your decision-making and seek a more meaningful existence. Imagine, for a moment, a life where you accept what is beyond your control, while maintaining control over your reactions. Picture yourself finding strength in difficulties and living with purpose. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a practical way of life. It's a journey that can lead you to the path of self-mastery, virtue, and inner peace. The real action, however, must come from you. So, are you ready to take the first step? If you're eager to explore Stoicism and its potential to transform your life, I invite you to join me. Let's uncover the power of Stoicism together. Join me on this journey to personal growth and enlightenment. Subscribe for more content on Stoicism and personal growth. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you.